Okay, what I'm going to do now is swing around and just do some minor modifications here. Pull in the front a bit. And yeah, I think I pretty much made the head a little bit too big, so I'm going to move those off. Just move these forward a bit, like that. Okay, now what I want to do is just look at this shape again. Try and decide the best place for these. Okay, I'm going to bring this down, just here. This will become the mouth area. Just shift and drag. Okay. I think before I do, I'm just going to use my scale tool just to bring them in just a tiny bit first. There we are. Right, now I'll bring the scale right down like this. Okay, and then we get that border nicely. And what I'm going to do is bring this in. So, let's grab this polygon, bring it in flat against these ones. Now then, I'm not sure what's going on here. This doesn't seem to be correct. So I'm going to assume that I've made a minor mistake whilst putting my mesh together, so I'll just have to manually fix that. Same here. Okay, let's check it now. There, that's fine. Okay, so that's where the mouth area will be. Now over here we have a shoulder socket that I need to put into place. So I'm going to pull that off this part here and just fill this area here. Just need to make sure that I've got it straight. So I'll bring them out and scale it flat, like so, and bring it down and in. Just need to check how I'm putting this in. Okay, now shift and drag it so it's like that. Okay, give it a little bit more. There, that's about right. And I'm going to bring this one back a little bit. I'll bring this one back a little bit too. Now I need to close up this area here, which isn't going to be too easy. So I'm going to do a create, make a polygon like this, double click. Now I'm going to create another one like this, and double click again, and then I can just cap this space here like that. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, let's create that space there. Just hit F4 so I can see what it's done. Good. Now what I want to do here is do a cut from here to about here. Now if I get rid of this piece here, I can move this forward, and this makes a much better edge shape. And over here I'm going to get rid of this because I'm about 100% convinced that it's not doing my model any use. Get rid of that, get rid of that. There, that's straighter and better and nicer. Right, now I'm going to move these verts in. Like so. And I need to work on the bubbling of the head a little bit because it's not bubbling enough. That's better. I'm only working on one side at the minute simply because of the complexity of this piece of modelling compared to the other bits. Okay, we're going to build the rear engines and coolant areas and stuff. So for this, I come straight down the middle of here and do a connect and then kill this bit. And now I can just bring this up a tiny bit. There, okay. Now over here, I'll move this in a bit. And what I'm going to do here is basically drag these straight down and then scale them like so. Now then, if I just move these down until my bounding box starts to move, I'll now reach the bottom more or less. There we are. And I can start moving these in a bit. Okay. Bring those up a little bit. And I'm just going to bridge these off. Okay, and that closes that piece. We can also close this piece here. Now there's actually a cowl goes over the top of that, which in a higher polygon model I would make, and I'm pretty sure that someone like Hero Blob or one of the other 3D Palace forum superstars will sort that out instead. Okay, respects to Paul, by the way, he's one of 3D Palace's finest modelers. Okay, I'm going to build off my rectangle off the back of this, so a box, using auto grid, and build off the back of here, like this, just until we get the intersection and pull out, convert to editable poly, get rid of this bit, and that bit. Okay, now I'm going to attach this to it. So for this I'm going to click there. Now I can bring this up because it's still technically a separate object. Bring that to there. Now I'm going to extrude this down like so to about there. Get rid of that bit and that bit. I'm also going to get rid of these bits though. And on the underside of this, smaller extrude, and bring this in. Okay. Bring these in a bit more actually. Otherwise it'll be too wide at the back. There we are. Bring this back in. Get rid of this bit and this bit. Okay, now to start closing up some of these polygons we've got. So we're going to use the interactive bridging tool. Use with caution. There we are. Twisty but fun. Now I'm going to move these polygons up a bit because they're a bit low. And got a little bit of adjusting just to do here, just to straighten out our head cowl anyway. Drop in a perspective and look at it. Down to symmetry. And just plop that into position. Quick Control A and a quick weld. Make sure there's nothing that needs welding, which is why I did that. Okay, now Let me see. I'm going to go here and do an extrude, chamfer rather. So they've got a space here. Because these become the coolant areas here and here. Which we shall extrude by local normal. And then straighten. One. Two. Okay, and that goes there and there. Let's just bring these ones in a little bit more. Okay, and then bring the entire back end out a little bit. It needs to be longer. Okay. Looking for broken polygons while I'm doing this. Okay, now I need to just straighten these ones so they're in the right position. There. Now they're in the right position. Still haven't built the underside of this thing yet either, so I'll do that in a minute. On the top here first though, what I'm going to do is grab here and here, chamfer it nice and wide, not too wide though, about there. And I'm going to widen this piece out. And now if I select this polygon and inset it just a little bit, and then just delete it, and then grab here. You really don't want to know how many takes I took and how many times I had to redesign and rebuild this piece to make it simple enough to build as a modularly fast tutorial. The complexity of Ed 209, I don't know, maybe you're not taking it for granted like I am, but then again I do build a hell of a lot of mechanical objects, so. But Ed 209 is by far one of the most interesting mechanical pieces I've seen. As I say, my hat's off to the guys who invented Ed 209, or designed them certainly. Okay, just gonna refine this shape a little bit more. There we are. Then refine this shape a little bit. Okay. I'm going to want to bring the coolants out a little bit more at this end. Doing it by eye yet again. Alright. Now, we're going to have to do the chin piece. So, that's going to fit on here. Alright. Shift and drag. And bring this in. Alright. Then from here to here, bridge, and I'm going to put in an extra segment. and then another bridge here to here. Oops, don't want to put in the segment this time though. And then here over to here. Paused whilst I sneezed. I've actually done that a couple of times where I've sneezed whilst recording and nearly deafened people, so I make a point of not doing that anymore. Okay, chin is in place. Let's have a look at this and this. Yeah, I'm going to build this as an underneath bracket. There's not that many awesome pictures of the underneath bracket, so I'm going to pretty much take liberties. Well, actually, I don't know. It fits right the way inside, you see, on this piece here. It goes right the way in. Hang on, let's have a look. There. Like so. I think I'm going to need to just narrow that a bit. Reset X form. Again, important to reset your X form, otherwise when you do come to doing any form of animation, your model will be going to look awful. Okay, about there. And this will let me know exactly where I need to pull this part into. Just there. Okay, isolate selection. And what I'm going to do now is to start closing up these shapes. What I'm going to do is just bring these polygons here a little bit lower, and that'll automatically create the shape I need anyway. There and there. It's a case of bridging here to here, and here to here. Now you can see there we've got these bits here which are going to need filling. Let's cap those out. There we go. Okay, now this will be a uniform space in here, so what I'm going to do is bridge it. Use the uniform bridge tool. I mean the interactive bridge tool, not the uniform bridge tool, because there is no uniform bridge tool. Okay, now I'm going to grab here and here and do a quick inset, and I'm going to start scaling these edges first. Okay, bring that in. Now up here. I thought this was the top view for a minute. I was wondering why it was wonky, and then I remembered I'm working in perspective still. There we go. Exit isolation mode. Now we can see this part basically fitting into it. Extrude up to about there. Okay, now over here. This part gets recessed. Insert and extrude back like that, and then inside that is where the grill goes. And just going to check how everything's gone. Yep, that's fine. Okay, see you in the next part.